Storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page light is about to begin. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan. Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm, or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Look on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation. Yeah, here in Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation.
All right, everybody, good morning. We're live. How's everybody doing? A little bit of footage from Hurricane Ian, in case you're wondering.
I don't like this. You want to walk up there or you want to go back?
Hopefully we don't have another one of those, right? All right, let's turn off the old countdown. How's it going over there? Miss Shelly Ross, our power admin, they call her. Power admin. She's got the power. Power. I had a buddy always said, more power, more power. Oh my goodness. All right, so we got a lot of weather to talk about today. There's not a lot in the tropics to talk about, but there is a huge storm system for the East Coast we're going to dive right into. A couple things on the tropics real quick, and then we'll go right into the big story for the East Coast. Kind of a rare event for them. And I do these little videos on TikTok. I had over 100,000 last night views. So many people say the same thing, like, oh, my weather app doesn't tell me anything. Like, I'm talking about this big storm system for today now. That was yesterday, was tomorrow, but it's today. And like pretty much most of the comments are, that's weird. It's sunny out. My app says nothing. So there's a lot of people that don't pay attention to the weather. So hopefully you're tuned in here to pay attention to the weather. We'll at least help spread the word. We got some serious weather coming for the East Coast. A lot of power outages are coming. Furman, I hope you have enough generators because we're going to have a lot of trees down. All right, so we're going to say hey to a bunch of people. Good morning, Miss Sindel. Good morning there from Walthall, North Carolina. I just had a vision of a Chick-fil-A waffle fry. I don't know why. Kimberly from Port St. Lucie. Felicia from Daytona Beach, my neck of the woods. I love Daytona Beach. God, then I posted a video on Hurricane Ian on TikTok, and everybody thought it was today. I'm like, come on. Really? Read the comments. Comment said Hurricane Ian. What's up, Mr. Weather Buster? I like that. Donna wants to know when the rain's going to happen for the southwest coast of Florida, I assume. Well, I don't know, man. Tyler, I've not even looked at Michigan. Holy cow, that's right. NASCAR's had like 30 laps to go yesterday. The good thing is if it's good weather, then they get to run the whole thing. I hate it when they cut the race in half. No eyes. Yep, Northwest Georgia getting bad storms. We're going to dive into that. Just be patient. Linda from Okeechobee. Jane Rudd from Homosassa. Good morning, everybody. Elizabeth Stowe. Good morning, Carlos. Hollywood, Florida. A lot of people shouting out to ABC. Yep, big shout out to ABC, our title sponsor of our morning daily brew, located in our great state of Florida. I am a Florida native, and I love my Florida, and I love my ABC. Just not this early. Good morning, Ms. Mary Krause. How's it going? Cool weather, Kimberly Lynn. Nope, not coming. What's up, Whitney Nicole? Haven't seen you in a while. Been a while. Long timer. What's up, Mike Kalano? Is that right? Christina from Parkland, Florida. I drove through Groveland yesterday. One of our brew crew posted I meant to go reply and I couldn't find the post, but we were in Sanford for softball. Had a unbelievable thunderstorm come through mid-afternoon. Man, it was like sideways. It rained a good couple inches in literally 15 minutes. Canceled our tournament, but I forgot what that looked like living here in Tampa Bay, right? They have them over there. We've had a strong west-east flow all year long, pretty much eliminating rain on the Florida West Coast. But man, it was bad in Sanford. So, but it was fun. We went to Disney Springs. Haven't been there. The last time we were at Disney Springs, they didn't even have parking garages. You could just park and walk in. Now they got security. I mean, it's like, but it was really cool, man. We really enjoyed it. We went to Disney Springs. We felt like tourists. We went to the boathouse. That was really good. Good. And that's actually pretty affordable. I couldn't believe it. Pretty cheap. So we have somebody from Dubai. Oh, God, I messed that up. I'm so sorry, sir. But, pretty cool. Over there on the other side of the world. All right. What's up there, New Orleans? Charnel, what's up? Kimberly, No Eyes, Natural Springs of Florida. Yep. What's up, Mr. Rick? Hey, dude. All right. Well, here's the latest. Tropics. Jim over there. What's up, Davie, Florida? Chaplin, North Carolina. South Carolina. This is it. That's all you need to know. The official National Hurricane Center graphic of the day. We are living in 2022 all over again. 2022 had no storms in July and no storms in August. Now, we did have something in July. I can't say that we had. But we're getting into... This goes out 7 days. Technically, we could be at August 14th before we get any tropical activity. If 7 days from now. So, that's interesting. Peak season, September 10th. So anyway, all right. So let's talk a little bit about the tropics, and then we'll go right into things. So there's still 2 waves out there we've been watching. None of it's showing up on long-range models. We've lost some ensemble support. There is a system, though. I do want to talk 2 seconds. That's what a hurricane looks like. That's Dora. And Hurricane Dora, is going to go south of Hawaii. No worries there. This is on tropicaltidbits.com. This is great satellite imagery of Dora. Tremendous looking system in the Pacific. Now, Dora, let me just verify that it's going south the islands. Here you go. There's Hawaii, going south of Hawaii. Dora began as an invest off of Africa. So, interesting little tidbit. Dora stayed weak. At one time, remember, they thought it was going to organize and never did. We've had 2 systems now in red from the National Hurricane Center that have actually become nothing. So, Dora was expected to become a system in the Atlantic, and it never did. It went straight west, and it went through the Caribbean, plopped on out through the other side. It's a long track system. Now here's Zoom Earth. So you can see back on July, this only goes back to 25th, but right here, look, you can see it. There's old Invest 95. So what's interesting is that it tracked across Central America, and there Dora goes. So Dora the Explorer legit has explored a lot of ground, and it's going to continue. Heading over there towards Japan. Who knows how far it'll go. But anyway, I thought that was an interesting little tidbit. Dora began way over here, and it came all the way across like that. So there you go. Dora the Explorer. Little tidbit for the day. Let's close the windows out. Let's take a look at the tropical basin real quick. All right, then we're going to get into the big severe weather storm today, I promise. We're going to only talk about tropics for a little bit. Then we'll go back to long-range tropics. So this is the areas we've been watching a lot. This is that wave and then there's a new wave behind it. Generally speaking, this wave is still going to produce heavy rains and storms for the islands for sure. The Caribbean watching this one as far as a rain storm maker. But at one time, we had a lot of model support in this general area right here, and it's kind of backed off a little bit. Now, the juice of the system still appears that by the weekend, it's going to be somewhere around here, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we'll be keeping an eye on it, no doubt. There are reducing number of ensembles even showing support. You can kind of take a look here. Let's look real quick just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. So let's go to latest tropical tidbits, and you can kind of see the one behind it we'll talk about later. But as we get into the time frame here, you can kind of see, just follow right here. This is Wednesday, Thursday. You kind of see the juice a little bit right there, right? Kind of see it. This is Friday, Saturday. South Florida maybe. Might bring some increased rains to South Florida maybe Florida this weekend. But the models, man, they're just not liking it. The euro, you can just see the general juice here coming up to the weekend. Disorganized mess. Canadian's the only one showing a little bit of structure. This is early Saturday morning. You can kind of see it right there. Right there, feet. So, nothing organized. Still seeing that little pop-off energy that we shared a bunch last week, plopping off behind it. But nothing's really showing. So, the tropics are just taking its time. But I'm still watching it, obviously, because there's still a wave, and it's still going to be going across those warm Atlantic waters. And I didn't WD-40 my chair yet. I totally forgot. So there you go. And even the icon showed a little bubble bump, but nothing organized. So we'll just leave it at that for now. Tropics are kind of quiet. Lots of reasons. No one really has an exact answer. There is wind shear. There is dry air. But the waters are hot. You can see the water vapor loop here. Pretty solid. But I don't know. Just watching real time, I guess. We talked about the MJOs. Definitely entering an enhanced stay phase here for a while, and these are things that help the tropics get going. So that's a 2-week forecast. Some of the upper velocity maps are kind of turning favorable middle part of the month. So we'll see. All right. But important to talk about something else right now because this doesn't happen very often. So let's go straight into today. So we have this. This is your Storm Prediction Center map for today, Monday. And we got a low pressure system up here spinning, and we're going to have a pretty strong, I call it a hurricane over land on TikTok. Because it looks like one. If you look at future radar, we're going to look at future radar. They just added this moderate area at 9 a.m. Eastern. But it's very rare to have this much area in a level 3 enhanced especially across the mountains of the Appalachians. And I guess I'm saying Appalachian. You mountain people. How do I say Appalachians? Everybody corrected me. Oh, by the way, the dogs are still at the vet. That's why we have no dogs. We're picking them up today because we had a long weekend of softball. Christopher Olson, how the painting go? I'll show you here in a second. Don't forget. So we're here to talk weather. Then we'll show a little. God, I guess I got to go help her finish that today too. Ugh. All right, so this is the big map. But here's the wind map for today. Now this was just got added too. This is brand new, hot off the press. Hatched area. Those are winds expected to be 74 miles an hour or greater wind gusts. Large hatched area. Those are hurricane force gusts expected later today. And some of this heavy wind is all the way down into Georgia, all the way up to Pennsylvania. Hail, normal, the hail expected with this more severe supercells hail. And the tornado outlook has been expanded. Yesterday, we just had a little brown area like over West Virginia, and then it got expanded, and then it got expanded, and it got bigger and bigger, and now we got a yellow, meaning more coverage area of possibility of tornadoes. No hatched area. Hatched areas or EF2s are greater. Doesn't mean you can't have one. It's just the likelihood is less for more of them. But pretty strong tornado signature for that area. 10% now added for today. So need to get the word out. Got big storms coming today. Let's look at some future modeling here. You can really see the radar presentation and what it's going to look like today. Clear as day, actually, for that. So let's go to today. So there you go. Well, actually, we're going to have to go to the East Coast because the coverage is all the way. We might just have to keep it on the U.S. for now. Then I'll zoom in a little more. But here's what it looks like. That's a big old squall line. Some of these are going to extend into tomorrow, actually, a little bit lower down into Georgia. But that's basically it. Keep an eye on the radar today. Big squall line expected. Low pressure. Spinning. A dip in the jet stream. And big storms expected. That's today. Pretty strong, even up through Pennsylvania. Let's see what it looks like on Mid-Atlantic. Let's see if we can get Mid-Atlantic maybe. I don't want to miss anybody. I think it's going to miss Georgia. That might be the best one right here. Yeah, this is pretty much everybody. Look at that. So that is one heck of a large squall line. I mean, Birmingham, Atlanta, Greenville, Charlotte, Raleigh-Durham, Richmond, up through Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia, all the way up to Albany, New York. One big-ass squall line today. That is unbelievable. So that's what's going to be happening. And it's going to make its way all the way to the East Coast, for sure. All the way down through Georgia. This is overnight tonight. So let's say tonight, this is dark. It's still going to be hefty. Augusta, Columbia, Florence, all, getting close to the Outer Banks. Through Jersey, New York. So there you go. This is tonight, overnight, tonight, dark outside. So that line's still going to be continuing. And you can see the heart of our low right here. Clear as day right there, little guy right there. Some of the larger, let's look at supercell composite. You're just going to see this thing setting up. Doesn't look too awfully bad there, but that doesn't mean much on that map. You get isolated supercell showing up there. Nothing too bad there showing, but you got to use a blend of models. You can't just look at all of them. Cape's fairly strong across the region. Lightning. It's going to be a lot of lightning. Let's look at the lightning. Here's your lightning map. So there you go. I mean, the big thing is wind. Let's look at some wind gusts. 10 meter forecast wind gust. You can see that line pushing through. And every one of these cells, 50, 60, 70 mile an hour plus. So, going to be a lot of power outages. A lot of trees down. Trees down mean power outages today. Timing. Number one question you get is timing. Let's just go back to the HRR. It's pretty close this time. So we'll go mid-Atlantic. And just get an idea of timing here. So it's starting to set up. And let's go about right here. This is about 1 o'clock. 1 p.m. Eastern. 2, 3, 4. So there you go. Passes through Knoxville about 2, 3 o'clock. And really gets going here, getting through Charlotte, Greenville. This afternoon is 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock somewhere. Really looking hefty there. Closer up there, you go to the low pressure part. Tighter gradients. And there's your area that's really going to get the big winds today. So that is something you need to watch for sure. Radar is your friend today. This is about 7 o'clock Eastern right here. That could be like a record Dureco. I don't know. I don't know what the record is. Appalachians, Mike Soul says. All right, Appalachians, I like it. Hey, good luck to everybody first day of school. We go to school Thursday here. Sarah and Emily are entering high school together. Emily senior, Sarah freshman. So I never thought that day was going to come. Trust me. I never dreamed it would come. And here we are. We got 2 high schoolers. Like, what? Jamie wants to drive up to see what rain looks like. I hear you. Radar is your friend, Maria. Yep. Oh, lightning. Mitzi. Yep. Lots of lightning. So that's the story today. Now, tomorrow, we got a little bit of SPC for lower Georgia. In the Bama a little bit. That's tomorrow. So there's going to be a little leftover energy behind tomorrow. Fueling some storms down south here a little bit more. Georgia. And Alabama for Tuesday. Wednesday. Not really much cooking in the south. I got another little system popping up. Relentless. High pressure dominating the south. Pushing all the storms to the north. And there's a map. This is a new one. Hazardous heat to 811. It's like Groundhog Day. Oh, no, man. I get it. I play both sides. I walk right down the middle, man. I'm a fence walker. I get the ones that think it's, just summer. I got to do too. But when they issue hazardous heat, I have to share it. So I don't know if it's... I can tell you what, that the power bills are through the roof. Saw a friend last night. First thing he said, because he lives in our neighborhood, he goes, "What was your power bill?" I'm like, "Yeah, I already talked about it." It's like his was $500. Lived there 20 years, never been over $400 up to last year. Ours jumped from 4 to 6. So the air conditioners know it's hot. But there you go. Hazardous heat even in Alaska. Whatever that means. 8788. Today and tomorrow, hazardous heat in Alaska. What does that mean? Let's take a look. Let's see how hot it's going to be in Alaska, because they're under hazardous heat in Alaska. Not Arkansas. Close. Both have A's. Where the hell? Oh, why isn't Alaska not popping up here? Where the hell's Alaska at? We do not have Alaska in the HRR? Are you kidding me? Northwest, Northeast, Alabama miss, Arizona, Arkansas. Huh. No Alaska. Well, let's go here. We will go here. Where did Alaska go? They don't have Alaska on here no more. They don't even have it on national weather. What am I missing here? I don't know. Let's try it again. Why has Alaska disappeared off of the map here? Is it not considered North America? United States? I mean, maybe it's Hawaii and Alaska, maybe? I don't know. Where the hell? I can't even find Alaska map. Why can't I find Alaska map? Well, we'll go to Euro. Euro never lets me down. Here we go. All right. United States, and there's Alaska. The National Weather Service doesn't include Alaska, but the Europeans do. All right, so let's look at high temperatures today. And it's not too, I mean, it's bad, but not like really bad, I guess. I don't know, 88, I guess that's hot. High of 106 somewhere. That's hot. So anyway, there's, hazardous heat. That's what I'm looking at right here. This is what we're talking about. But I'm not from Alaska, so I don't know. All right, let's see. I need some coffee. Let's put up some maps here. Let's look at, let's just keep the tropics map up for now. Alaska's melted. Yep, Tronzy. I got the air. So I was 73.70. Now I'm at 71.74. It's still not too bad, but it's cloudy outside. Bob Daly wants to ask a great question. High pressure definitely on steering currents. Yes, we're kind of seeing that flow now with that high pressure setting up in the Atlantic. So, Jacob from the Virgin Islands, good morning. You got a tropical wave coming. Probably be there like maybe Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. This little guy right here might bring you some rain. It looks like this thing is going to definitely curve. We'll see if it does, but all the models are showing a general motion that direction. So we'll see. We'll see what this little guy does. There's a lot of model support on that one. But I got to be careful talking about every wave because I'm becoming Mike the Hype again, I guess. I don't know. I just show what the models show. Here's our two waves with, some chances. There's some dry air out there. Here's a dust map. Still getting some dust. Let's stop it right where we're at now. This is where we're at currently. So, strong winds blowing north of our systems, and as our systems get a little bit of development, they start to pull in some of this dry air. It gets wrapped around into the system, dries it up, slows convection down. Then it starts all over again. This one's definitely dealing with a lot of dry air coming in on the front side now. This is healthy. But here's my Fox Hurricane. Really shows a dust map very well. This is Sunday. Let's go to now. So there's your dust forecast for Wednesday. It's a lot of dust. So, not everything. There's a lot of components of tropics. Obviously, we have hot water. But it takes a lot more than hot water, as we're seeing. Last year, we had no storms in July and August. Don't forget. But that's your dust map for Wednesday. Long Range Global Tropics Hazards map is showing a wave. Basically, what this is probably more than anything is going back off of the fact that the long range history of SAL, the Saharan air layer, is less. The fact that Africa's spitting off a lot of storms right now, a lot of waves are coming off Africa. They're just probably going with, history, that we should have something. You gotta remember, listen, so Colorado State University expects 13 more named systems this season. 13. So I did my little calculator, and I was like, all right, let's say we get one named storm a week. When we get to 13, that's going to be into November. So that forecast was updated last week that they still expect 13 more storms, 4 of those being major hurricanes. Those are pretty aggressive predictions for the month of August. They adjust their predictions from June, July, August. So, I mean, time is ticking. Peak of season's almost 1 month away. We've already had 5 systems. Believe it or not, one was not named in January. Then we had Dawn, but none of them have impacted anybody, which is always good, right? Nobody wants to be impacted. So we'll see. One a week puts us past Halloween. I mean, come on, right? Oh, but we know, looking at history, man, September is not a good month for storms, meaning bad for storms. So that's all. But anyway, this is another fascinating thing. Like I said, I am not here to politicize anything. I'm just telling you the way it is. But it's hot. So this has happened 4 or 5 times now where the whole state of Florida has been under a heat advisory. Today, all the panhandles under an excessive heat warning, which is 110 plus heat index. All of Louisiana is under an excessive heat warning. Most of Alabama and most of Mississippi is too. Lower Georgia is a big chunk of Texas. So I'm not sure if it's a record or not, but that just seems like an awful lot of area for an excessive heat warning of 110 plus. So this morning, Destin at 6 a.m. was 103.8 as far as heat index this morning. They were the winners. Current winners, Destin again. Selma, Alabama just popped into the picture now, 109.8. So Destin this morning was 103.8. Key West took the lead at 11Z. 2 hours ago, Destin was back in the lead at 105.1. And now Selma, Alabama takes the lead at 109.8 heat index. And there, it's only 8 a.m. So anybody live in Selma, Alabama? Where the hell is Selma, Alabama? I do not know. Let's take a look. I go through Alabama all the time. I would assume it's in the southern part. They have a pretty bridge. Selma is near... Oh, heck, it's actually like in the middle part of the state. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Is that it? Selma? Okay, Selma. There it is. There it is. Selma is west of Montgomery. Way up there. Middle part of the state. So west of Montgomery, you all are winners. Elizabeth Stow, you got it. Oh, you all know more than I do. Look at that. Joel, there you go, buddy. Yeah, Celtic can't be found. Katie Haley, what's up? 107 Niceville. Holy cow. Mandy Guy, yep. Stay safe, stay hydrated. Good advice. Yeah, I painting Emily's parking spot. I think I had a little heat stroke. It was rough. So again, unfortunately today we're going to see widespread power outages. There's no doubt. Make sure you get your Furman powered up. Make sure your generator's ready to go. Get your cords, get your gas. A lot of areas haven't seen these risks for years. A lot of places. So that means there's a lot of trees that are probably due to come down. Just unfortunate part of weather. We're going to see severe storms later today in that eastern part of the U.S. What else we got new here? Anything new? A lot of precipitable water out there. That's it. Let's look at some long-range modeling here for the tropics. So we have quite a few ensembles still continue to show that middle Atlantic wave, but this morning, almost zippo. Almost nothing. Now the second wave is getting a little bit more model support. Let's go out about 12 days here. So here's 12 days from now. And this is the Euro. So our middle Atlantic wave, every update has been a little less. And I hope I've been portraying that a little bit on the messaging, but now we're down to 4 or 5 ensembles, so very low support on that middle Atlantic wave. The second wave getting some support. This would be 10, 12 days from now, so it's still a week plus away from the islands. Long way away, but not a lot of support. I don't know. They sure look juicy. They had a lot of spinach. That was for sure. Oh, by the way, I was wrong big time on Friday, right? Everybody, all the haters out there, you guys win round 1. My 2 p.m. outlook, my 8 p.m. outlook, I really thought we were going to get a circle. Tells you what I know. But as far as our friends down the islands go, let's take a look about Wednesday, Thursday here. Let's see when that wave passes by. It's not really organized looking there. Let's look somewhere. Let's look at tropical tidbits. We'll go to, I just want to see what it's going to look like. All right, so let's look at precipitation. Let's go about Wednesday here. There's our juice. So there's our approaching wave on Wednesday. GFS kind of flows it towards the Gulf, maybe the Yucatan. The Euro juice is very disorganized, obviously. Hard to even see it. The blob, though, you just keep your eye on the blob. There's your icon. Follow the juice. Follow the juice. So you might start getting it Wednesday. So, you know, what we're looking at, obviously, is, let's close out something. I don't even know where the hell to go. Where did it go? This is what we're watching. This blob right here. So this is going to make the islands, you know, Wednesday, Thursday right here. And it's definitely going to juice things up on its trek west-northwest. But as far as development goes, I don't know. Hey, who the hell knows? So, all right. Anything else? So NASCAR's on today. Don't forget, if you got any NASCAR fans, we have a let's look at the Michigan forecast. There is some rain up there. think it's going to be gone. This system that we're watching is probably going to be gone, I would think. Maybe some backside rains, but no, it's pretty much gone. So Michigan should be okay. I think the main weather system is past it, so I think Michigan will be all right. So NASCAR looks good for, I think it's noontime. They're going to be back racing today. So anyway, good morning, Miss Alexis. Jessica, correct. Dry air is definitely keeping rain out of Louisiana. So we've had a persistent high pressure system in the Gulf here, and it basically creates a dome and just blocks everything. That's why all the action's been happening up here. So you got dry here, wet, stormy up there. So yeah, so every time you see that H, now what it also does is creates a west wind flow across Florida. So west central Florida doesn't get any rain, and most of the rains develop inland and push to the east coast because of this little guy right there. And this is what we've had all season long. And it should make those water temperatures continue to climb as we've not had any rains. Radar today, let's see what kind of southeast action we got. I know we talked a lot about the north, but let's talk about the southeast here. Southeast, let's take a look. And it should be the same pattern. See? Watch them pop. Briefly, you get some storms develop in the afternoon right along Interstate 75, and then they all go that way. Denying everybody again. That's just because of this high pressure area that we got locked in. Now here's that big old storm line coming in. Big time. Look at that. And these are going to be overnight. So the big weather events obviously today, this afternoon, but then look at tonight. We're going to see storms through South Carolina down into Georgia overnight. This is dark. This is 8, 9, 10 o'clock. So it's not going to stop. It might end up reaching the coast here around midnight tonight. This is around midnight tonight. So still going to be some storm. And here's that secondary line tomorrow. So the Storm Prediction Center is showing storms tomorrow across Alabama and Georgia. And here it comes. This is a secondary little line that's attached and it comes across. So we could see some intense little storms tomorrow. This is Tuesday. This is tomorrow. Little guy coming. I'm always reminded of that Close Encounters of a Third Kind, which nowadays is probably not fiction anymore. But when they were chasing those UFOs and that little guy was tagging along, you know, it's like, hey, wait for me. And that always reminds me, like, we got that big storm today, and then here comes the little guy. Wait for me. Remember Buck Rogers, little Nanu, what was that guy? Nanu. But there you go. So that's interesting. So tomorrow, you know, again, Storm Prediction Center tomorrow, showing the south for tomorrow. Let's take a look at southeast. Look at tomorrow. Here is what they're showing for tomorrow, Tuesday. So storms today, storms tomorrow across the south. Water temperatures. Let's take a look at water temperatures. We haven't looked at these in a while. Let's look at daily. Let's look at water temps. I have no idea what we're doing here. What we're at. Let's see what old Texas and Clearwater Beach are, because they've been hovering around the same amount. So here is cool down a little bit. 89, 90. Well, obviously South Florida's hot, but everybody else is in the upper 80s. That's not bad. Had a little rain over there on the coast. 89, there's 90, 88. Not seeing those wild temperatures on the other side, but we are still seeing them down south here. Here's water temperatures in the south. 91, 93 already today. Let's see where this is at. Trout Cove. Where's this at? Oh, God, yesterday I got up to 95.7. Already up to 93 today. So as we don't get rain down there, the water temperature goes higher and higher and higher. How high can you go? It was 102. Gulf breeze. All right. Well, any questions we can talk about? Anything good? I want to do a shout out to my buddy Frank here, Coastal Claims. Great supporter of our page for many years now, and might be working with us with our Daytona NASCAR again for 2024. But they work all the United States, not just Florida. They're from Florida, but all the United States. So all this stuff they work with. Even our neighbor across the street had a leaky air conditioner, and he saved them. He got them a lot of extra money. So any of these stuff, lightning damage, hurricane, leaking pipes, vandalism, theft, sinkhole, marine, aircraft, I mean, you name it, they can help. So great people over there, good friends of ours. And it's not just Florida. So, and I have their link on the website right here, Coastal Claims. So if you need any help now more than ever, because everything's going up, so protect yourself. Hope you don't need them. If you do, I want to do a shout out because one of our MWPs left a nice review the other day, and I saw it, and I'm like, oh, I got to do a little shout out. So thank you guys for supporting him. But yeah, NASCAR's coming. Right, Jason? Holy moly. Jason, good thing you didn't come with us to Disney Springs this weekend. We'll be using old Furman's power tracking map today. Unfortunately, this thing's going to be coming active pretty heavily. They have a power tracking app on their site, and you can click on the states and see what's going on currently. So we'll watch this progression throughout the day. Unfortunately, we're going to see power outages likely from Georgia all the way up past Pennsylvania eastward. Very strong line of storms is developing, and you know, some of the future radar really showing it as being something pretty significant. So they did, like I said, they did upgrade it to a level 4. There's your high resolution radar for today. And it really, I mean, that is about as classic as you can get as far as the squall line goes. We are going to see, oh my goodness, as we enter afternoon hours, we're going to see dozens of severe thunderstorm warnings. Hopefully not multiple tornado warnings, but likely we are. Likelihood. Sheer, unfortunately showing a lot of instability in the air. So just a good day to be weather aware today. We'll see what happens, but that's pretty uncommon for this time of year. These are like what you kind of normally see in March, April, more in the Midwest or Tornado Alley. Not so much across the East Coast. In fact, we can look at some of the jet stream patterns and stuff. I think this was showing up last week. Some of the dip in the jet showing all this instability. 700, I think, was showing up pretty well too. So this is strong jet dipping down and creating a lot of this shear anomalies. There's that high pressure ridge smack dab parked over the south for days. It's even going to get hotter, man. I was looking at some middle of the week forecasts for down, at least around me. It's even hotter. But there's your little kink there. All right, there's the big weather story for the day. We'll see how that goes. Tropics quiet. There you go. Anything else we can chit chat about? Barbados, Alexis, getting wet weather currently. Yeah, well, you got even bigger rains coming your way in a couple days. Jim, the Saharan, wants to know if the Saharan dust affects the heat wave. What was that? Something just clunked. No. I mean, it definitely dries the atmosphere up, which I guess it does. I mean, because it makes things, more sun, drier, hazier. But I think at the time it gets to us, it just more than anything helps keep away a little bit of the storms and rains. Not a lot. It doesn't seem like it affects local weather that much, at least over here. It's mainly a larger scale inhibitor of storms, especially in the main development region. So not as much as you would think, actually. Scooter wants to know where I go when I evacuate. Well, really, the only reason we evacuate would be water. We're in a surge zone that's very susceptible for surge, so we would go to Orlando or Kissimmee because we have friends over there, and I have a hotel contact that we're really good friends with, so we have a place to go 80, 90 miles away. Really, if you're living in a surge area, you just want to get away from the water. Obviously, you want to watch inland flooding as much as coastal flooding, but primarily you just want to go inland. If I was looking at really evacuating, like I would go north and then go west. If there was a storm that was confident that it was going to turn and miss, upper Gulf. Remember, the west side of the storm's generally not as strong as the east side. So for me, living in Tampa, you get any storm that starts to do that turn. Panhandle for us, would be where I would go if it was, a lot of confidence the storm was going to cut across state. Because so many people evacuate, and they'll tell you, Orlando has had just as bad of effects from Irma and Nicole and Ian as people had no idea, was coming because of power outages and traffic and trees down. So it's not a guarantee that when you evacuate anywhere that you're not going to experience storms. So there's two. My thinking is this: short-term evacuation to get away from the water, long-term evacuation get away from everything, and just make a little vacation out of it. It's a once or twice in a lifetime experience for many. Doing a major evacuation like that. So, I tell people just, heed your local warnings and local officials and county EOC and state, Florida Division of Emergency Management, they're the ones. And if they've issued evacuation orders, it's a personal decision, but I become to recommend it. And David, don't say the Q word ever. Last year we were saying quiet with a K. So anyway, all right, what else we chit chat about? Disney Springs was fun. Yep, somebody just asked. Somebody remembers a little robot that was. I think his name was. What was his name? That wasn't Nanu. That was Mork and Mindy, right? Nanu. What the heck was the name? Buck Rogers' little robot. This cute little guy. All right. Well, anything else we could chit chat about? We're gonna watch the weather today. What's up, Mr. Ryan Anderson? How's it going? Cool wet winter, Ryan. Yeah, we did a lot of discussion last week on El Nino in the South. El Nino in the winter is bad for Florida, especially Florida, as far as severe storms go. So I did a lot of posts on that last week. I forget which day it was, but we all learned together that La Nina winter. It's a wetter, cooler southeast, stormy, especially for Florida. Twinkie, that's right. Was it Twinkie? Like Twinkie that you eat? Oh no, you both said it. Twinkie. Okay, Twinkie. Oh, now 5 people said it. Okay, I guess everybody's right. 6 people said it. So, Twinkie. Twinkie. What's up, Mr. Mike Sherman, California? Oh, man, mosquitoes. Let me tell you stories about mosquitoes down in Ian. So apparently, mosquito control in Florida, there's a lot of areas that have mosquito control. Well, when the storm came and passed, obviously mosquito control is not operating. And, oh my God, I went to Pine Island at sundown. I've never seen mosquitoes like that in my life. I'm talking like massive attack from mosquitoes. I've never seen nothing like it. And what the locals told me, you don't have power. So you want to open up the windows. But you can't open up the windows because you got mosquitoes. And the mosquitoes get in your house anyways, so you're dealing with mosquitoes. So I just thought of this. The oddball things to include in your hurricane kits: mosquito spray, bug spray. Never thought about that to tell people, but lots of bug spray in your hurricane kits. Thank you, Miss Lisa. Oh, look at that mic. Yep, you know what I'm talking about. Twiggy. Oh, God, I remember those days. Harold says you guys lost power for underground fiber. Yes. Hey, by the way, did you guys catch Storm? Let's go. Let me find it on X here. Let me go to X. What happens if I go to x.com? I'm afraid. Oh, it goes to Twitter. Don't type 3. Don't type 3. All right. Let's see. So we want to go to Storm. So I had a really fun Storm Front Freaks. Here we go. So I had a really fun podcast. And here we go. So they just released it yesterday. That's the audio version. You can go on YouTube and actually watch the video version. I think it was Thursday night, was it? It was like 2 hours long. But the podcast is an hour long. But man, I never ask anybody when I do these things. I don't want to know an itinerary. I just like wing it, and we had some really great discussions. I was very pleased how this thing came out. I was very humbled because there's people on there that they've interviewed people way higher than me. Trust me. I mean, they have everybody who's anybody in the weather world. James Spann, Cantori, you name it. Hurricane hunters, National Weather Service directors. They've all been on this thing. So a couple of the hosts work at Weather Channel. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I'd really highly suggest listening to it. I added it to the site, by the way. I did fix my links on the bottom here. So if you want to go back and look at any of the old stuff, I got the Stormfront Freaks episode on here if you want to take a look at it. And I fixed the Spirit 90.5 interview this morning because that link was broken. But it's been a busy year, man. I've had a USF interview, Florida Trend, Oldsmar podcast, Stormfront Freaks, Furman video, Spirit interview, Tampa Bay Axios, a couple of WFLA Tampa Bay Times. This is all 23. Now I know why I sleep sometimes like a baby. Okay. Well, there you go, folks. Gene, hey, you watch it. That's cool. Thank you. Miss Hendricks. I was thinking about, I know it's a different Hendricks, but so I always listen to my Pandora station driving, and we were in Julie's car yesterday, and I didn't realize we had streaming radio on there, so I put on classic rock. I used to be a big classic rocker, and I just haven't listened to classic rock in a long time. There's something about classic rock, if you haven't heard it in a while. Like Boston came on. I got really like flashbacks, because I had the LP of Boston, and it didn't have a UFO on the cover of that. And then Jimi Hendrix. Oh God, I'm a huge Jimi Hendrix fan, and I haven't listened to Hendrix in like months, maybe a year. I don't even know the last time. So it was very cool to go back and listen to classic rock. So that's my new channel. Getting back to my roots, Allman Brothers, and put Morgan Wallen and Bailey Zimmerman on hold for a little while, and going back to the Bob Seger days. And then then you get burned out of it, and then you switch. And it really pisses Julie off, because I love salsa music, and there's a tropical radio station on Pandora which is salsa. I love salsa. Chips and salsa at ABC Fine Wine and Spirit. They have a whole row of salsa at ABC Fine Wine and Spirit. I love salsa. That's why we love Chili's. Chili's got the greatest salsa in the world. But I love tropical music, man. I'm sitting there. Boom, 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 boom. Silver Bullet was one of the best albums ever, James Fort. That live Silver Bullet album was the best. Oh, and then you got ZZ Top. Who could forget about that? Yvonne from Claremont. We drove through Groveland yesterday. I have a family that lives in Claremont, but I had to cut through from Sanford. Came across 50. Such a pleasant drive, missing Interstate 4. I hate Interstate 4. I just love it. I love going around and missing all that congestion. All their guitars, David tells me. I don't even know. My brother got me this. Check this out. This is a LP of Hendrix. Yeah, so I keep that up there. I even have a book on Leonard Skinner up there. I'm a big Skinner nut. So I have a book, Cars of the 60s, because I got a 69 Mustang. I have the NASCAR Chronicles is the book. I got a Leonard Skinner book, 50 Years of NASCAR. Then I have Business Law and Regulation of Business. That was something I kept from USF. My brother got me this year for Christmas. Check this out. This is very nice to him. It was a Sailor's Compass. Brass. Had a nice case. I have a nice barometer up there that they've given me. So I got a cool little weather display up here that I like to keep some of this weather stuff up there. I got a whole bunch of books that people have sent me. Wood's Destiny. All have, oh man, we got Guava Moon. Those are all books that referenced our page weather-wise. So it's pretty cool. All right, well, I'm going to do a quick little TikTok video now. I've had 110,000 views yesterday on one, so if you're over there, check me out. Still trying to figure out the YouTube recorded videos. We're doing really good on our YouTube lives. We're averaging 4,000 views now, which is awesome. It's just, for some reason, the recorded videos aren't doing that good, but the lives have almost quadrupled. So thank you, YouTube, for sure. The live thing is it, man. We're streaming live on there and Facebook, so that might just be our little niche, to be YouTube live. Scooter, yeah, Claremont roads are nice. There's some of I think that's our last clay roads in Florida, is in Claremont. There's something about a clay road. So my dad, they're on their way to Pennsylvania, by the way. They're like worried about the storm. I'm like, nope. If you get to, I think they're staying in Macon. I'm like, if you get to Macon before 2, you'll be all right. last time they were going to Pennsylvania, I told them there was snow coming. They were like in April, May. I don't know. They were like, "You're kidding me." I'm like, "No, trust me. Get to your hotel room. There's snow coming." And sure enough, they got their hotel room and snow came. They're like, "What?" It was lake effect snow. So my dad had like a 55 Chevy, black and white, big old steering wheel. Remember the old, any of y'all ever drove cars in the 50s? The steering wheels are very loose, like really easy to turn, you know, they're really floppy, bench seats. And we had a dirt road in Bradenton, and that's how I learned to drive. I never, the feeling, and the, you know, when you get rain a lot, you get the rumbles in the dirt, you know, I just remember driving that thing, man, and the power of being in control. You know, I just love driving that Chevy. You know, like steering a wheel, man. It was so fun. Got him. They had an acre of land that had a little pond to it. And I remember hearing the red wing, was it red wing cardinal, red wing blackbird, or whatever they call them, like beep. Just man, and smelling the fresh cut grass. Peaceful times. Love it. So, anyway, y'all, thanks so much for watching again. We really appreciate it. My buddy Jason's watching. Love that. My boy Furman will be keeping track of power outages today. Big storms coming. Did a shout out to Frank. Don't forget our good friends at Done Right Roofing here locally, Pinellas, Pasco, Hillsboro. If you need any roofing work done, we have a lot of great supporters of our page and big fans and like to support what we do, so we really appreciate that. So we'll see everybody tomorrow. I'm going to do some quickie videos, and we'll keep track of this big old storm today, and tropics remain quiet. Don't let your guards down. It's a long season ahead. All right, we'll see you